Good morning, everybody. It's Victoria Lorient-Faibish, registered psychotherapist, holistic psychotherapist, and I had such a good response from the meditation yesterday that I thought I'd include some music this morning. And maybe we'd start with a little bit of a mini breathing exercise, and then we'd launch into the heavy-duty topic. Is your rebel sabotaging your success? It's such a common concept. So many people are headed for success and then they sabotage that. But I want to wait for a few more people to come on in because I want to let me know you're here so we can begin sort of a small little breathing exercise. And I want to just sort of start with welcoming everyone. It's a springish day. Not really. Good morning, Eduardo. Not really. It's kind of brighter. We still have snow on the rooftops. However, we're heading in a good direction. Isn't that right? There's always hope. We are heading in a good direction. So, welcome, people that are starting to show up. Thank you so much. Hi, Dana. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Eduardo. And I just want whoever's watching right now to just put your tongue on the top of your mouth and start breathing in a circular way through your nose. Just to get you really ready for this new information. Circular breathing. Hi, Sheila. Yes, sun is nice today. Yes, I agree. Oh, you did a power walk. Awesome. That is so beautiful. Oxygenating our bodies, so important. When I was sick and I couldn't work out, I'm such a gym fan. I'm such a person that works out, and I couldn't do that, oh my God, for days. I was literally having dreams of me being in the gym, which is bizarre when you think about it. Hi, Mandy. You're calling me Vicky. Oh, only my mother calls me Vicky. Welcome, everybody. And, I'm really considering having an exclusive membership in which I'm going to be offering some solid techniques at some point. Let me know if you're interested, because I really feel like people want major techniques on how to neutralize negativity, how to change your thinking. I mean, really solid stuff that I do in the office, but doing it in this type of a venue, I think would be powerful with Zoom meetings and sort of an exclusive content for people that are really interested in the work that I have to offer and they can't get in to see me. Let me know, because I'm going to create like a membership thing, and people can maybe join me, and it could be this way through Zoom meetings and live Facebook. And join my group. Make sure you join my group if you haven't already. Join my positive self-culture, relationship culture, family culture, because it's through there that I think I'm going to funnel some really cool exclusive stuff. And it won't be expensive. It'll just be a way to just, kind of keep whomever is interested in the information in one area. I think it'll be really cool. So, because I'm finding that people are asking me so many questions, and there's so much interest in this, but they can't get in to see me as a client. But there's really value in the stuff that I have to offer that really changes lives and changes minds and uses brain technology to change how you think and see things. So I just want everybody to put your hand on your heart and close your eyes. I'm just going to lead you on something very small, and just circular breathing with your tongue stuck on the roof of your mouth through your nose. Circular breath work. And I want you to think about a time in which you were kind to somebody, and just have that energy as you're having your hand on your heart. Think about a time when you were kind to somebody. Yeah, really feel that moment when you were kind to somebody. And now think of a time and layer it on top of a time that you were kind to someone else. And layer that on top. Layer that on top. Really, we're layering on the good self-esteem. This is an exercise to produce good self-esteem. Hand on heart, breathing circularly through the nose. Circularly meaning you breathe in, you reach the top, and you immediately go down through a circular motion. You're imagining that you're circulating your breathing slowly up and down. And then hands on heart. Think about another time in which you were really kind to the planet in some way. I don't know, you recycled, or you, whatever it was, that you were kind to the planet in some way, and layer that on top of the two kindnesses. Thank you, Celia. Welcome. So you're layering kindness to someone, and now kindness to the planet. And really see all of your cells and all of your molecules and all of your atoms taking in all of that kindness to someone else and kindness to the planet. And imagine all of your cells and molecules literally receiving all of that kindness as well. And layer on top of that a time when someone was kind to you. And you took that in deeply. And it was so helpful. All that kindness layered in your heart, and all of your cells receiving that energy. Keep breathing. Breathing. And now everyone just open your eyes, feeling all that kindness. And I'm just going to do some breathing. I want everybody to have their hands by their ears facing up. And with each breath out, through your mouth, like breath of fire. This is like breath of fire in yoga. Does anyone do this? Just energizing you. Breathing out as your hands go up. I can feel everyone doing it. Now try and do that out breath through your nose. Keep going. Keep going. And bring your hands to your heart again. Are you ready to hear how to figure out this rebel part? Let me hear an oh yes. Okay. Rebel. Let's talk to the rebel. So who can really relate to, you're on a success journey. You decided to, hi Sheila. You decided to sort of just, do something good for yourself. You either decided to do something business good for yourself, or you decided to do something physically good for yourself, or you made a commitment to yourself about a variety of things. And then, you're heading on your journey, and boom, there's a part of you that's like, I think our lovely Wendy was saying, F it! the F it part, and it is such a live part, this F it part. I'm not swearing, but people who know me personally know that I can swear like a sailor, but I won't swear in this case. But it's the F it part. It's the part that says, no, I'm going to do for me. Hi, Sandra. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here from Ottawa. I'm going to do for me. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. This is BS. This is too restrictive. This is too destructive. And frankly, why are you even... You're not the boss of me. That's another rebel part. And remember, it's just a part of you. It's not all of you. It's just a part of you. It's not all of you. And that's the good news story here. It's not all of you that's rebellious and sabotaging. It's just a piece of you. And that's the part of you. Good morning, Maureen. Nice to see you. That's the part of you that you need to really figure out. Because there's other parts of you that are vying in good ways for you. But really, this is an opportunity for you to go, oh, okay, there's this part of me that keeps showing up every time I'm on a success journey. And until you work with that rebel part, it's going to keep showing up. And it's no different from the inner bully, but it's a different incarnation. Because I find that the inner bully can sometimes be like the child rebel, but the rebel part is actually like the teenage rebel. Like 16, 17, it's just stunted at that area. Never grew up. Never grew up. So here's what you need to be doing. The number one thing I want to tell you that will bring on the rebel part is that you have developed too strict of a program. I don't care if it's not that strict to anyone else, but to you, it's too strict. So that's something, and you've become, and the reason you make it too strict is because you've been frustrated with your results. And so you said, oh, I'm going to make this so strict that the child in you perceives it as punitive, punishing. And when the child in you perceives something as punitive, it's going to wake up the rebel and say, I'm scared. This change is too fast. This is not in any way comfortable. And I am feeling harmed and hurt. And so the rebel will show up in response to the child part. The child part and the rebel part will have a little bit of a meeting and overthrow the adult. Because the adult is not making good choices. The adult thinks in its internal wisdom that it needs to set the rules and be strict and be militaristic. And as soon as you're militaristic, I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as you're too strict, too much in the new way of being, the new program, the child, if it's not considered, if it's not heard, if the child is not considered and heard, we did inner child work yesterday, hurt child work. And part of the commitment you need to make to your child is that you don't make decisions without consulting with the child. Is everyone clear on that? You don't make decisions without consulting with the child. Because if you make decisions without consulting with the child, meaning asking the child, is this okay? Are you feeling safe? Have you assured the child that the transition will be slow? That the transition will be honoring of the child? If you don't do that, here's what's going to happen. The child will wake up and have a tantrum and bring on the rebel, and the two of them will take over and basically will shut down the adult. And the rebel, who's a little bit more empowered than the child, will basically run the show, and the efforts will begin. Does that make sense? Let me know if it doesn't. Ask me questions if it doesn't. The efforts will begin. And when the efforts begin, basically what starts to happen is any program you've set up for yourself is out the window. So if someone has decided to quit smoking or quit sugar or, go on a new business plan or whatever it may be, saving money, I got a cough. Sorry about that. Essentially what's going to happen is we're going to have the rebel taking over. So how do we undo this? Is you need to slow it down. I'm a big fan of one very important thing called the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is 80% of the time you're moving into the new behavior, 20% of the time you're not. You're in the old behavior. And you allow that old behavior to be there without any guilt. You allow that old behavior to just be there, and you're like, yeah, no problem. You still want to have sugar, go for it. You don't want to work out, and that's no problem. As long as it's 20, 25% of the time. Try not to inch it up too much. Because neural pathways are trying to be formed, and we need repetitive, consistent behavior to create new neural pathways. But the only way that a new neural pathway will be formed is longevity in the new behavior. So we want to set you up for success. And the best way to do that is not to be so militaristic in your choices and in your decisions. Because if you do that, essentially what you're doing is you're scaring the child part. And just imagine everyone's at a round table. We got the child part, we got the rebel part, we got the adult part. You know, there's so many different parts in a person, but for now, let's just do those three. And the adult is not strong enough because the adult needs to be making decisions that are slow, consistent, and evolutionary, so that those decisions are not militaristic, we're doing this and I don't care what anybody feels. No. And that does mean that progress is slower. But I'm going to tell you right now that slow progress is permanent progress. I mean, I'm a gym workout person, and I'm not a skinny person, but I'm a healthy person. And so my thinking is I'm never going to be 6 feet tall and size 2, but I'm always going to be, so the thing is, did I set my expectations up in a way that I was setting myself up for failure? So you got to be realistic in your expectation. So for me, it's very important that I go to the gym because it helps my mental health, it helps my physical body, it helps my musculature, it helps my breathing, it helps me to feel fit, but I'm never going to really be, my ideal, which would be, 6'2" and size 2. So you got to change that up. And the adult that's the child in me. The adult has to step in and go, okay, what you are is who you are, and this is your body type. But, just because you're not achieving the kinds of results that your child thinks it should achieve, that doesn't mean you sabotage everything. So I've been a gym goer for most of my life, most of my adult life, and I have evolved from the 80s and all of that into a very reasonable relationship with the gym and with my body and all of that. So there's peacefulness in here. But also I'm not engaging in a lot of sabotaging behavior because I've made it a moderate goal. I've made it a reasonable goal. So there's not a lot of sabotaging behavior that occurs. And if there is sometimes some sort of off the grid type of eating, it's short-lived, and it back into my very ingrained habit next day of getting back to the gym. So it's something like that. And so I encourage people to understand that you have to keep your goals moderate, but consistent and evolutionary in which they're forward moving. But always, always, always do a meditation with the child within in which you're saying, we're going to change, we're going to evolve, we're going to come out of this comfort behavior 100% of the time. So you're still going to have your comfort behavior 20% of the time, so don't panic, and I'm always going to check in on you. So everybody close your eyes and tell the child within you that as you're doing your new behaviors, you're always going to check in on them. Make that commitment to check in on the child. And if you forget to, they're just going to run up to the attic and have a tantrum. And if you lock them there, they're going to have a louder tantrum. They're going to scream louder. So take them out of the attic, bring them down, get on your knees, look eye to eye with the child within you, and say, we're doing some new behavior, and I will never forget you, and the behavior will not be scary because we're going to do it slowly and incrementally and in an evolutionary way. Well, the child won't understand that word, but in a way that is slow and evolving, slow moving, and we're going to celebrate every time we have a success. Children love to celebrate. And this is how you tame the inner rebel. By not scaring it, by not being too militaristic in your changes, and by being consistent with your positive feedback to yourself. Does this make sense? I hope it does. So that's what I have to say about this. It's not a very lengthy conversation, but it's more about, this is a very useful technique on how to stop the rebel from sabotaging you in your success. It's number one, tone back how quickly you expect change to occur. Okay? I'm wishing you a fantastic day. Hop on over to visualizationworks.com. Check out my books. Check out my online programs. The first one is called Find Your Self-Culture, Moving from Depression and Anxiety to Monumental Self-Acceptance. The second one is called Connecting, Rewire Your Relationship Culture. And I've got lots of online programs there. And also, I want to just say, consider being a part of sort of an exclusive club of people that get my content that get my content in a way that is very much directed toward you, like techniques, meditations, possibly some group work together. So I just want I want you to think about that. That's something I've got in my mind. It's a way to sustain this sort of coming at you, but in a way that you get even deeper stuff. Okay? All right. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Blessings, and join my group, Positive Self-Culture, Relationship Culture, Family Culture. Have a beautiful day.